Dill sit. Dill sit. Sit. Good boy. She's working on it. No, she's. Well, that's how it is really high. Yeah. You need like a whole. Lady killer. No, seriously. Seriously. Alright, guys, let's do it. Dude, you want to do it? Dustin and my mom have texted him here. It's bad enough, Brian. And look at you, you're great. Great. Stop up and down. But then
I heard there was Andrew got bit by a horse.
Yeah, I heard.
We heard. Alright. See? Hi, guys.
Here, you guys stand up, buddy.
Danielle, they're gorgeous. You look so handsome. Guys, we have to go to wait for you guys downstairs.
Ellen, the dress is beautiful.
Thank you. Those flowers are gorgeous.
Shave it.
High five, Susan. Alright, well, I'm gonna pour this.
Did you bring Danielle? That's true.
No, let
Stop making it up!
Oh my god, what? Everyone.
This is like, what's her name? Keep it so far away from your dress. You've never kept something so far away from your dress and you're like, okay, stop laughing and holding your cup at the same time.
You're giving a cup of coffee to the clumsy
No,
person.
that's why I say that.
But you know, I have ADD, so this is just fine with me. I can do this all day long.
Say glad until you realize. Pasta or film?
Are you ready, guys?
Guys, check out Rabbit Film.
costume store.
Are you gonna pull yours out?
This was the Titanic Frank and Iron steerage. It's a little misty in here today, huh? Please be seated. I'm emotional. Thank you everyone who's traveled near and far to celebrate Danielle and Andrew today. They are incredibly grateful and humbled by the amount of love and support that exists in their lives. Danielle and Andrew, take a minute to let this all sink in. The people surrounding you are those that are closest to you. You can count on each and every one here to celebrate your greatest achievements and help you through your toughest times. No matter where life takes you, you have both each other and this community to hold you up. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Phil Yamartino. I stand here as proof that Andrew always follows Danielle's lead for big decisions, a skill that will serve him well in marriage, and that, in fact, Danielle is capable of taking a risk or two in life. I'm fortunate to know Andrew and Danielle in a few capacities. Andrew was a groomsman in my wedding, is my patient golf partner who always humbly accepts my money and excuses with grace, and has become one of my closest friends. Danielle was my first roommate in New York, along with her sister and my wife, Ilaria, is the logical voice Ilaria listens to when I've been disqualified in an argument, and is the only person that laughs at my jokes at inappropriate times. I love you, Danielle.
Love you too.
Thank you. A day like today requires reflection. How did we get here, and where are we going in the future? If you know Danielle and Andrew even a little, you know that above all else, they have built their life together primarily centered around 4 values: dedication, instinct, loyalty, and love. DILL. I promised myself I wasn't going to go down this rabbit hole. That the only time anyone out here would think about dill would be when they turn to the person next to them during the processional and say, "Wow, dill is so cute." But it's too perfect that one of the things they love the most also is a living, breathing example of everything that makes Danielle and Andrew perfect for each other. It's no stretch to say that when Danielle and Andrew commit to something, they see it through to the end, regardless of how nuts it makes everyone around them. For instance, when they were training for the New York City Marathon, Ilaria and I watched Danielle and Andrew lay their clothes out a full 3 days before the race to make sure there weren't any hiccups on race day. And of course, there's those 6 a.m., 8 a.m., and 5 p.m. daily trips to the dog park they make to ensure Dill knows that he's loved. And consequently, if you ever have the honor of dog sitting, just know Danielle will expect you to follow Dill's routine because it nurtures stability in his life, and they think it's going to help him get into a really good preschool. Indeed, as life continues to reward and challenge them, Danielle and Andrew always know that in each other, they have found someone completely dedicated to the health and well-being of one another. Less obvious are the instincts that Danielle and Andrew rely on every day that ultimately informs their decision-making and lays the foundation for what makes them successful both personally and professionally. Danielle knows instinctively that Purelling every 2 minutes will ensure she lives to be 200 years old. Andrew knows instinctively, sorry buddy, that much as he'd love to order that General Tso's while watching the Masters, he's ultimately right that Danielle and him should eat the chili they made in the morning. Andrew is the only other person on this earth married to a Pizzo woman. I can confidently say that in order to make your life easy, just assume she's right. Both of them, however, also instinctively know that they have found their counterpoint in each other. a person they cannot live without, and who will continue to be a support system for their growth as individuals and as partners. And of course, loyalty and love are the easy ones here. It is because it is so deeply threaded into the fabric of their lives that it should be of no surprise that we are here today. Among other things, Danielle and Andrew both love those perfect sunsets. And when presented for the opportunity to take that perfect Instagram photo, Danielle and Andrew will, with full disregard for the inconvenience of those around them, capture the moment. Of course, that inconvenience is quickly overshadowed by seeing how much joy and happiness it brings them both. If you question their commitment to their partnership and their love and loyalty to each other, you need only to go for a walk with them. Within seconds, it becomes clear that Dan and Andrew are far in front of the group, soaking up their surroundings and remaining completely present in each other's company. It is Danielle and Andrew's world, and everyone else is living in it. Simply put, the two people standing before us encompass all those cliches you've heard time and time again about a couple that everyone knows are perfect complements to each other. Danielle and Andrew. The family and friends that have gathered here today wish nothing but the best for you as you stroll hand in hand through life's journey. If you ever have doubts about a big life decision you're hoping to make, or you question whether you can weather the responsibilities that come as you continue to learn and grow, always remember, you have the perfect companion to help guide you through. Have confidence in the love you share for each other, and remember that there is nothing you both can't tackle head on if you do it together. As further proof that Danielle will take some risks, but will always retain some semblance of sovereignty over her wedding day, both Danielle and Andrew have decided to prepare their own vows. And as they read them, they will exchange their rings. So, Andrew, Frank.
I know. Danielle, you are beautiful, strong, intelligent, authentic, and loving. I am beyond thankful for the past 7 years, including the places we have traveled, the memories we have made, and everything we have accomplished together. I have told you this a million times, but you have changed my life from the moment we met. Thank you for accepting me for exactly the person that I am, and for choosing me as the person to spend the rest of your life with. Thank you for introducing me to and teaching me how to properly pronounce quinoa and couscous. Thank you for expanding my palate from General Tso's to Thai food, for showing me that Yellowtail isn't the only producer of wine, and that the journey to trying red wines in Italy, Greece, and California have only been made more special with you by my side. From this moment forward, I promise to be kind, patient, and protective of your feelings and needs. I give you my word that I'll always be there for you, by your side, no matter which new paths you decide to pursue. I promise to be spontaneous, always curious, and to make time for us, even when our hectic schedules seem to get in the way. It is impossible to predict the future, and life has a funny way of throwing a wrench into the best laid plans, and I can promise you this much. We will travel around the world together, we will try new foods, experience new cultures, and add new memories to our already rich history. We will watch thousands of sunsets, take endless walks on the beach, and run countless miles together. We will continue to surround our family and friends with love and support. And as we raise our children and dogs, I promise to never lose sight of the importance of compromise, and that we, above anything else, are partners through the good times and the bad. We will grow old together, and I give you my word I will never stop loving you as much as I do today. I'm so lucky to have a front row seat to see you continue to grow professionally and personally into an amazing woman. Danielle, I love you. I love your loyalty, compassion, and admiration towards those who are closest to you. I love that you never stop moving and are never satisfied. My hope is that I continue to live up to the quality of partner you deserve. Thank you for giving me the best gift of my life. You are my best friend, the one I love the most in this world, and I'm so honored that today and every day in the future, I can call myself your husband. I love you.
Oh, we do that already?
We're doing this now.
Exchanging rings.
What?
Oh, you shouldn't be wearing this. That's all right.
No, it's okay. Just put it on. All right, after the second. Andrew, I feel overwhelmingly grateful to be standing here with you today. From very early on in our relationship, I knew that this was different. Relationships are unquestionably a lot of work and full of unique challenges, but at the same time, I feel so lucky to be in a relationship that feels so easy. I never stressed that this day would come because I always just knew that it would. And that certainty in us is one of the greatest gifts you've given me. Thank you for not only tolerating me, but for loving me for the intense and crazy person that I know I can be most of the time. There are so many reasons why I love you. You are genuinely one of the kindest and most unselfish people that I know. I love your thoughtfulness and the way that you ground me. I love that you are always willing to lend a helping hand or a listening ear to anyone that may need it. I love that you always make me feel special and fill me with a contentment that I never knew before you. Today, I promise to show you the same care and compassion that you show to all those around you. I promise to always push you to be a better version of yourself and to never settle. I promise to plan endless adventures, to see the world with you, and to make sure that we stalk all of the most beautiful sunsets. I promise to help you see the bigger picture when you get too in your head, and to make sure that you never get quite enough sleep. I promise to always be honest, loyal, and to put you before all else. And above all, I promise that I will love you unconditionally and will never take our time together for granted. I can't imagine what life would be without you, and I can't wait to continue through this adventure with you by my side.
That was beautiful. I wrote that. So with that, in the view of those who love you most, Andrew, do you take Danielle to be your wife?
I do.
Danielle, do you take Andrew to be your husband?
I do.
Then, I'm happy to pronounce you, Andrew, and you, Danielle, husband and wife. Go forth from this day and continue to set the example of what true commitment and love looks like. Here's to many more sunsets together and the beginning of your life as man and wife. You may now seal the ceremony with a kiss. Congratulations.
Danielle, you're so tired.
gentlemen, I'd like to present to you Danielle and Andrew.
It's been a long day, baby. Things ain't been going my way now, baby. I need you here to clear my mind all the time. Baby, the way you move me, it's crazy. It's like you see right through me and make it easier. Believe me, don't even have to try. You are the best thing. You're the best thing. You are the best thing. You're the best thing. You are the best thing. You're the best thing ever happened to me. Baby, we come a long way, baby. You know I hope and I pray that you believe in me. But when I say this, love will never fade away. You are the best thing. You're the best thing. You are the best thing. You're the best thing. You are the best thing. You're the best thing that ever happened to me. Both of us had no love before, to come on promising like a spring and walk on out the door. Our words are strong and our hearts are kind. Let me tell you exactly what's on my mind. You are the best thing. You're the best thing. You are the best thing. You're the best thing. You are the best thing. You're the best thing that ever happened. Come on, everybody, join them on the dance floor. Everybody. You are the best thing. You're the best thing. You are the best thing. You're the best thing. You are the best thing. You're the best thing that ever happened to me. Come on, Jenny, take it.
I'd like to bring up our bride's mother, Ellen, to say a few words.
I was going to have Julia sing this for me, but for those of you I've not met yet, I'm Danielle's mom, Ellen. Nice to meet you. So as I started to think about speeches, there was Dustin's bar mitzvah, Danielle and Ilaria's bat mitzvah, sweet 16s, 18th, 21st birthdays, Dustin and Kristen's wedding, and less than a year ago, Ilaria and Phil. And there were some other scattered ones in between. I don't remember what they were, but they were in there. So let's just say, as long as we're sticking with the barn theme tonight, this is not my first speech-giving rodeo. The thing is, though, I said this last year, and I'll say it again. I don't know how many of you agree, speech writing is so hard. It hasn't gotten any easier for me either. I'll do my best. I'll do my best again not to say anything to make my kids roll their eyes. You parents know this isn't easy and goes with the territory. I'm sorry, Danielle and Andrew, if some of it sounds a little familiar, but you did say you liked my speech last year to Laurie and Phil. So I figured it's a twin thing, double duty and all that. And I'm taking the liberty of using not all of it, but some of it. So here goes. My brother Bruce and my kids always get annoyed with me when asking translation, bugging them, for certain information that they say I could easily find myself on the internet. So I Google search speeches. Only one problem. There were a lot of bad ones and very few good ones, and none of them at all said what was coming from my heart. So what I did find was a list of what should be included in a speech, and here's what I found. Indulge me with the paper. My friend Mary said make them laugh, but my kids tell me I'm really not that funny. My dad always gave the best speeches. He said make them cry, and he always did. He was the best speech giver ever. Like with anything else, lots of people had different opinions of what should be included, and here's some of what it said. Thank everyone for coming. I'll admit right now, I was a wee bit concerned when Danielle excitedly called me to say she and Andrew had found a venue that was exactly what they were looking for, and it was in Ghent, New York. Have you ever heard of Ghent, New York? Before now. Seriously, raise your hand. Have you ever heard of Ghent, New York? I didn't think so. They felt confident that everyone who really cared about them would be here. They were right, and here you all are. Whether you came from fairly close or for many hours away, thank you so much for traveling the distance. We are so honored to have you here celebrating the marriage of Danielle and Andrew. Next, it said, talk about the planning. I'm going to be totally honest and transparent here. I can't talk much about this. From beginning to end, this is the work and planning of Danielle and Andrew. The good news is, if you're having a fabulous time, they are responsible. If you're not, I don't get blamed. Seriously, though, they did a fabulous job, don't you think? I'm so proud of you both. You left no detail behind. I do know that getting to this day took not only a lot of planning on their part, but a lot of help and support too. No one did this more than Ilaria. Just like Danielle did for her, from a super fun-filled engagement celebration. Bridal gown shopping, also with Kristen and I, her bachelorette party extraordinaire, a really fun bridal shower with endless help from Kristen, Mary, my sister, Walton, and I. Ilaria made it all come together. Along with endless other things, she made sure, as she always does, to be by Danielle's side. That's what twins and best friends do. She's always the backbone of support for everyone. Sorry, Phil. Thank you. Because you deal with it so well. Andrew, just like Phil did, I guess you figured this out pretty early on in your relationship, that you weren't just getting a girlfriend and now a wife, but you're also getting stuck with Ilaria too. Fights and all, I think, no, I know you're doubly lucky. Dustin, Kristen, Caleb always, oh, he left. Frank, Kristen, Julia, the sister from another mother, and all of your posse of friends. Their planning wasn't complete without your support. I know Danielle and Andrew are grateful and love you all dearly. Mary and Don, thank you for welcoming Danielle into your family. Thank you for all you have done to make this weekend and this day perfect for them. I look forward to celebrating many more happy occasions together. Okay, next it said to talk about the bride and groom. You're rolling your eyes, stop it. As many good, loving parents will attest, How do you express everything in just a few words? It's impossible. Danielle, you're smart, talented, generous, and since you were a little girl, you had wisdom beyond your years. Andrew, you're a great guy, and we value the love and security you give to our daughter. She's a feisty one, but she's loving and caring, and I know the two of you will be happy together. Andrew, you have embraced our nutty but loving family. You're always there to lend a hand, park my car, first to offer to help with the dishes, extra points there, good job, Mary. Have a conversation and help us in any way. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. And finally, yes, finally, it's with incredible love, joy, pride that Daddy and I are here today to wish our beautiful daughter and her handsome husband a life full of happiness, joy, good health, much laughter. As you celebrate your wedding day, know it's not the best, but the first of many blessed events in your lives together. We're thrilled you two have found the one for you. So, without further ado, I'd like everyone to raise their glass in honoring Danielle and Andrew.
For our next toast, I'd like to invite up our best man, Frank, to say a few words.
Thank you. My name is Frank Catalier. I am Andrew's older brother by 3.5 years. First and foremost, I would like to thank Andy and Danielle for this beautiful venue, this beautiful evening, and the weather held off. So, congratulations. I would also like to welcome the Pizzo family, the Catalier family, as we come together as one tonight to celebrate Andy and Danielle's marriage. I would also like to thank my beautiful bride, Kirsten, for all her love and support and being a wonderful mother to our son, Maddox. So as I sat down to think about what to say tonight, and I am sure there's a lot of people in this audience that's nervous of what's going to come out of my mouth. You reflect on your upbringing, and you reflect on the relationships you have with the people in your life. And being an older brother, my brother and I had very much a stereotypic older sibling, younger sibling relationship. One of competitiveness, one of what was necessarily cool or in for me wasn't the same for him growing up. But through many battles in the backyard or on the basketball court, it was a friendship that built over the years. And as I sat down and wrote this speech, the one thing that I kept coming back to was I a good role model to my brother? Was I someone that he looked up to? Was I someone that I hope my son someday sets the example for his siblings? Andrew, I hope I was that for you. Because as I stand here tonight, I couldn't be prouder of my younger brother. The man he's become, the accomplishments you have achieved at the age you are, and the life that you created for yourself. We don't say this often, but I love you. Danielle, welcome to the family officially. I didn't realize it was 7 years. It takes my brother a long time to figure out what he wants. Well taken. But I know how much you make my brother happy. I know how his body language when around you is different. And the excitement, the joy he has when you two are together is evident. But the one thing that I think everyone here can go to bed peacefully at night is when Andrew's out and about and he doesn't know what to do. He can always pull out his itinerary from his back pocket. In closing, because I said I was going to keep this short, us Cavaliers, always revert back to our sports upbringing. One from our father, who was our coach and drove us to, achieve as much success as possible, to our mother, who Andrew and I were lucky passed down all her athleticism to us. Sorry, Dad. But Andrew and Danielle, you two are entering into the ultimate team sport tonight, the sport called marriage. Marriage does not have a playbook, and marriage does not have a scouting report. But always remember to listen and love without boundaries. And remember, the bond you create tonight is one of respect, understanding, and commitment. I love you both, and let's cheers to Andy and Danielle.
I'd like to introduce to you our maid of honor, Ilaria, to say a few words.
I have to say, I wrote this multiple months ago because for those of you who know a good pizzo, we like to plan ahead. But the amount of threads throughout last night, today is pretty scary. So congratulations for being very consistent, Danielle and Andrew. But I'm just gonna go with it anyway. All right. So, welcome everyone, really. I am so grateful to be here celebrating with all of you, the person that I truly do love the most. Sorry, Phil. And the person she loves second most, but not after me. After Dill, of course. Andrew. Hey. So I'm either going to get through this without shedding a tear or bawling so much you can't understand anything I'm saying, but, well, here we go. So I spent a lot of time thinking about what I'd say tonight as I lay in bed at 2 o'clock a.m., unable to sleep. And I had so many good 2 o'clock a.m., weird dreams about what I would say, yet I never had any mind to write them down. And we all know, let's be honest, Danielle definitely would have written them down. But nonetheless, here are some ideas I could remember. Idea number 1. A lot of times when people ask if my sister and I have a similar personality, I respond by saying something along the lines of, we think quite similarly, but we just deliver it to the world in a different way. So at first I thought I could play translator tonight, but that narrative didn't go very far, and the truth is, Andrew decoded Danielle a very long time ago. Idea number 2. I thought about how I could serve you some heartwarming giggles by recalling Danielle, let's call them endearing compulsive behaviors, and spotlighting Andrew's unwavering calm in these moments, despite the fact that I know you must think she's bananas. When they spent a Sunday evening cooking a huge pot of chili. Many of you have heard this, but it just stands out so strong. Only to throw it out after Danielle realized she left it on the counter for a couple hours, and her and Andrew would certainly get food poisoning if they ate it. Or, this is my favorite, I'm sorry, Danielle not letting me watch Dill a week after I had the stomach bug because she was scared I would pass my germs on to Dill. Think about this. I would pass my germs on to Dill, who would then transfer the germs to her. And she would get sick. Yeah. But then I thought, tonight's supposed to be pleasant, so I'll play nice. So instead, as any smart, resourceful person would do when she has a much more brilliant sister, I started by rereading my speech she gave at my wedding, so I could see what I could steal. When she gave her maid of honor speech, she shared that when she did research and Googled twin maid of honor speech, I know you hate this, but you and mom on the same level, the most common theme was being replaced by the new husband. She also said that it couldn't be farther from how she felt in that moment. Now here is where we differ, because I can say with 100% confidence that Andrew is the Ilaria 2.0 that Danielle not only needs, but deserves. From their love of travel to their borderline unhealthy obsession with all things dill, Danielle and Andrew fit together like the 1,000-piece puzzles hiding in boxes throughout their apartment. They enjoy exploring the outdoors, trying new foods, but nothing too weird. Fast walking ahead of you when you're going to dinner together. Phil mentioned that earlier. Getting creative in the kitchen and spending time together with the people they love. They support one another through late nights, stressful weeks, and one too many bouts of nausea. And no matter what, they always make time to sneak off for a date at a new restaurant or cocktail bar, ensuring the relationship is always a priority. Andrew. From the first moment, we locked eyes, and then rolled them in unison after Danielle uttered the phrase we know too well, "It's not like she could hear me." I knew you had to stick around. Thank you for being endlessly, and I really do mean endlessly, patient and kind and accepting of not just Danielle, but all of us Pizzos. You're always the first one to ask me how, or all of us, how to help out my mom and dad. You thoughtfully remember to check if I'm sick. You're sensitive and socially intelligent in a way that Danielle really, really needs. When I think about it, I guess you're like all the things that I am. But really, all jokes aside, I couldn't imagine someone more loving and supportive. Sorry. You dropped the paper. To stand by my sister's side. I'm really so lucky and grateful that you found each other, and feel such relief knowing that Ilaria 2.0 is even better than the original in too many ways to name. Danielle. Hi. You already know that I love you more than words can say. As we first discovered when leaving for college, when I don't see you for, let's say, the threshold is like 4 days, a certain type of sadness swings over me in a way that I feel about no one else in my life. And to Phil's and Andrew's dismay, if the opportunity was presented, I think we would still both agree to live together. Is that a shared home I see in our future? Hudson, perhaps? Okay. If a weekend goes by when we're both in the city and we don't see one another, I get this pit in my stomach, feeling like I missed an opportunity to spend time with you. And at 30, almost 30, we still get bizarrely excited when someone asks if we're twins, like in the grocery store. It's like a special surprise every time. A certain twin pride only few can claim. Simply put, I adore you. You're so smart, hardworking, oftentimes to a fault. You're determined, you're thoughtful, you're incredibly generous. When I grow up, I really, truly hope I can be just like you. So even though Ilaria 2.0 is going to officially take your side, remember your OG Wimby is always here for you. I really never want this night to end, but I know without a doubt we will share many, many, many more memories and celebrations, probably more than Phil and Andrew would like, in our future together. I love you both so much. Here's to Danielle and Andrew. Chin chin.